No penetration.
Thank you, Clara.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Taboo Movies. Today, we're diving into a film that sparked a lot of controversy, yet remains one of the most unique cinematic experiences of the past decade, Sleeping Beauty, released in 2011, and directed by Australian filmmaker Julia Leigh in her very first feature. This is not a fairy tale. Instead, it's a dark, unsettling journey filled with metaphors about power, desire, and the emptiness of modern life. Julia Leigh was originally a novelist, and this literary background is easy to recognize in the way she tells the story. The film unfolds like a novel, layered with symbolism, allegory, and a narrative style that avoids traditional conventions. At the center of the film is Emily Browning, a young Australian actress who had just made waves with Sucker Punch. She chose Sleeping Beauty as a daring move, a chance to challenge herself with a role far more complex and uncomfortable. The story follows Lucy, a young student living in Sydney. To make ends meet, she juggles a series of small jobs: waitressing, temp work in an office, even volunteering for medical experiments. Her life feels mechanical and devoid of joy, as if she's moving without purpose. Lucy's only close connection is with Birdman, a failed writer who lives recklessly and drowns in addiction. Their bond is strange but genuine. Birdman offers her comfort, while at the same time reflecting her own sense of emptiness. Everything changes when Lucy meets Clara, a mysterious and powerful woman who offers her unusual work. At first, Lucy is employed as a hostess at secret gatherings for wealthy men. These events are quiet, ritualistic, almost devoid of drama, but they open a door to a hidden world. Later, Lucy agrees to something even more unusual.
Not nearly as bad as a hangover.
She is given a sleeping drug and placed in an elegant bedroom. Her role is to become the Sleeping Beauty, a young woman in a state of deep slumber. Wealthy older men are invited into the room, where they are allowed to be in her presence and touch her. But with one strict rule: no sexual intercourse is permitted. Lucy never remembers what happens while she is asleep. That mystery and the fear of losing control slowly begin to consume her thoughts. Lucy is one of the most enigmatic characters in modern cinema. She rarely expresses emotion, and she shares very little of her inner world. Her blank gaze and detached actions force the audience to ask, what does Lucy really want? Is she simply looking for money? Is she testing her own limits? Or is this her way of feeling alive in an indifferent society? Birdman, her only friend, symbolizes failure and despair. He is Lucy in another form, a person who has already surrendered to the meaninglessness of life. Clara, the woman who recruits her, represents the system of power. She doesn't exploit Lucy directly, but she serves as the gateway to a world where the human body becomes a tool to fulfill the desires of others. Emily Browning delivers a remarkable performance. With minimal dialogue and almost no dramatic expression, she embodies Lucy through silence, emptiness, and fragility. Her presence alone turns the character into a lasting cinematic symbol. When Sleeping Beauty premiered at Cannes, it immediately divided critics. Some praised it as a daring work of art that brought a new perspective on sexuality and power. Others criticized it for being too cold, too emotionless, and inaccessible for mainstream audiences. But whether loved or hated, One thing is certain. Sleeping Beauty sparked important conversations about how cinema can address sensitive themes through art and metaphor, rather than through shock value alone. This is not a film for everyone. It is challenging, cold, and often uncomfortable. But for those willing to sit with it, Sleeping Beauty reveals layers of meaning about modern life, desire, and the human condition. Have you ever watched Sleeping Beauty? If so, what was your reaction? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Taboo Movies so you won't miss our next deep dive review.